Hello everyone and welcome back for round 2 of my introductory tutorials. In the last video we answered some generic questions about the course and got ourselves registered in MyMathLab. In this video I want to walk you through where to find everything and what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis. So let's go ahead and log in, open up our Chrome or Firefox browser, go to www.coursecompass.com and click sign in. And then we're going to enter our username and password. Remember that along with Math 120, you are simultaneously enrolled in this online section of Quantitative Literacy Enhanced. They are two completely separate courses, so make sure when you sign into MyMathLab that you see a tile for Math 120 and a different tile for Math 120E. Okay, so right now I can only see one tile. If I were a student, I would be concerned. I should see another tile for Math 120 in addition to this one. So we're going to click on the tile for our class and have a little tutorial. You will always land here at the course homepage with the navigational menu of tabs here to the left-hand side and a calendar front and center. The course homepage is really very self-explanatory and quite easy to navigate. If you hover over the little icons on the calendar, you can see maybe something is being made available or that something is due. So usually a clock means that some due date is coming up for some assignments. But of course, all of the due dates are also in the Assignments tab. Speaking of, your most frequently used tabs will be the Assignments tab, the Gradebook tab, and the Course Tools tab. Let's start with the Assignments tab. This is technically a self-paced class. When you click on the Assignments tab, you should see everything that needs completed for the entire semester, all in one place. So make sure at the top you select to see all assignments, all chapters, and make sure it says show all. Okay, so that way when you're scrolling down this list, you know you're seeing every possible thing that you've got to complete before the end of the semester. Every homework and every quiz is made available on day 1, and all assignments have very clearly listed due dates to the left. They are not set in stone, though. You can access any homework assignment and any quiz to complete for full credit even after the due date has passed. Staying ahead, or at the very least on pace, is what is expected. That's how you should be operating. Make sure that you have a reliable computer and good internet connection. Feel free to come to the campus labs to complete any of the assignments on one of the college computers. Now, as you're scrolling down through this list, you're probably noticing that there's just 2 symbols here. There's little blue circles and little orange squares. There are only 2 assignments you need to worry about: homework and quizzes. How easy is that? The quizzes are kind of like quiz test combos. They're not very long. But you can take them as many times as you like. There are no official exams, nor is there a final for this class. There is a final comprehensive homework assignment at the bottom here. You'll see final comprehensive homework. But again, you can work at it until you get the score that you want. Okay, all of this stuff is open all the time. There's no penalty for it being late. You don't want to be late because you want to stay on task so that this course is supporting the Math 120 course like it should. But if you start, 1.1 homework, maybe you get it up to an 80% and you move on, a month from now, I can go back into that 1.1 homework and get it up to 100% if I like. So everything is open all the time. You just want to stay on pace with what the due dates are saying. This course is supposed to provide you with the skills necessary to be successful in Math 120. So again, staying up to date is critical. It's designed so that you practice foundational arithmetic skills in Math 120E before you need to use them to master more difficult ideas in Math 120. So let's open the first assignment and take a look at how you will be answering questions. So I'm going to click on 1.1a homework. And we're just going to pick a random question here. Let's start, let's say question 2. Homework questions can be asked in a variety of ways. They might be something like this, where all you need to do is select what you think is the best answer. So this is like a multiple choice type setup where you just have to click on the circle. Yes, 0 is greater than or equal to a negative number. And then you just click check. If you only get one option, like a true false thing, just click the button. And if you get it right, you get to move on to the next question. Now, you might have a question like this where instead of it being a multiple choice type setup, you have to like use a drop down menu and fill in the blank, right? So here 0 is strictly greater than negative 6. I'm going to check my answer. Got it right. We'll move on. Now, one thing that I like about MyMathLab is that all of this grading is done instantaneous. You're not waiting on me to grade a homework assignment, and get it back to you. A week could go by trying to get that done. Here, you are getting graded question by question as soon as you start working on an assignment. So you should know what your overall score is in the class at any given moment throughout the semester. Another great thing about this setup is that you get multiple chances to get a question right. So let's say that I'm not really thinking about this problem and I pick equals. Okay, check answer. Well, nope, sorry, that's not right, but I'm not out of luck. I can actually try this again 2 more times. What happens on your final check is that you can either move on and just go to the next question, or you can click similar question and another problem is just generated, right? So you get infinitely many chances to get any question correct, or at least, to the score that you want. So even though I missed this question technically the first time around, I can try it again and get full credit for it. Okay. Now, another great thing about this particular setup is, again, all of these problems are for practice. They should be refresher problems. But even though they're supposed to be refreshing, or you're reviewing hopefully known material, I don't want you to feel stupid at any point. I don't want you to feel like you should be, completely a master at all of this stuff. It's supposed to be practice. It's supposed to refresh your brain on things you haven't thought about for a while. So if you get to a problem and you're like, I have no idea what this is even asking, there is a button in the upper right-hand corner that says question help. You can click on that and get all kinds of resources to help you solve it. The top one actually says, help me solve this, and it will go step by step through the solution of your given problem. Now, if you choose that, you don't get credit for this problem. You're going to have to generate a new one to work out yourself. So what a lot of students do is they use view an example. And what view an example does is it just generates a problem that is formatted similar to yours so that you have something to kind of mimic or model. So notice the original problem is 9.5 compared to 9.5. Well, a similar problem would be maybe 6.5 compared to 6.5. And by using the continue button, I can just click through step by step their solution process and, get some ideas about how I should be thinking about this problem, and then go back to mine and try it out for myself. Right? So you get 3 chances every single time. You can generate new problems if you want to try it again. You can use the question help button. Also under question help is the option to ask my instructor. You can email any of these questions to me if you want like a handwritten explanation sent to you. I just work it out on paper, take a picture of it, and I send it right back to you. So you've got lots of resources to go through these practice problems and get a feel for these foundational skills before you've just got to use them right off the bat in Math 120. So I think the homework is designed to be really supportive in that venture. Now, for this course, I cannot say this for every math class that uses MyMathLab, but for this course, for Math 120E, it's okay to rely pretty heavily on the question help. Mostly because this class is sharing the textbook with Math 120, and the Math 120 textbook is content-based. This class is not content-based, meaning that there's really no literature for you to fall back on and read and study and take notes from. It's just, marching through some practice problems to refresh your brain. So, working through these homework problems, it's okay if you have to use the question help on every single one of them. There's really not a whole lot of written materials or physical reading resources that are going to help you through this homework. So it's totally fine that you're using the question help, maybe on a regular basis. That's fine. Let's go through a couple of these tabs here on the left-hand side. Where else will you potentially be going in this platform? The study plan right underneath the assignments tab is basically a place for extra practice. It in no way affects your overall score, though. So whether you get into the study plan and mess around in there or not, it's not going to affect you in any way. You'll probably be frequenting the gradebook tab. And just like in your Math 120 course, the gradebook is instantaneous. So notice we opened the Chapter 1, Section 1 material here and did a couple problems. Those problems were graded and my score is already in the gradebook. It keeps track of how long you spend doing something, when you open it, when you worked on it. So it's really good about tracking your progress and, keeping you honest about how much time you're really spending on this material. Beneath the gradebook is the e-text. Again, it's going to be the same textbook as Math 120. So for this class, you're probably not going to be in the e-text very much because this course is based off of practice problems, the arithmetic that is helping Math 120. So it's the same textbook. That's where you would find it. Towards the bottom, you'll also see things like the multimedia library and skills for success. If anything, you might use the skills for success tab. It goes through, how to have like a good attitude towards math. Math has really like a stigma around it about being like way too hard or you have to be naturally brilliant to be good at math or all this stuff. I really don't think that's true at all. I think to be good at math, you just have to be willing to work hard. To be good at math, you've got to have like a teachable spirit. If you kind of put a wall up and say, well, I've never been good at it before, I'm not going to be good at it now, you're probably not going to succeed. You've got to have a good mindset about allowing yourself to fail, allowing yourself to grow and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So that's, maybe one of the things you might want to look into if that's something that, maybe you're going to struggle with. There's professionalism tools and different things to help you kind of in general, nothing specific, but in general, think about how to be successful in college, maybe some good math reading skills. So this tab might be beneficial if you're looking for extra support beyond just math subject support, but growth support in general. Okay, so assignments tab, most frequented place that you will be. The gradebook tab, that's where our overall score is going to be broken down. At the bottom is the course tools tab. If you click there and you click document sharing, you'll see some different documents, mostly from me in this area. Obviously, this is where you put your registration assignment from the first video. I've also got the syllabus uploaded here. If I create like review videos or example videos, I'm going to post them in the document sharing place, and then I'll send you an email telling you they're in there. So any printable or maybe extra resource that I come up with, I'll make them available here to share with you. So we'll be adding to this area of MyMathLab kind of as we go. Other than that, that pretty much wraps up our tutorial here. Mostly you're just working through this assignments tab. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a list of stuff to make your way throughout the semester. Stay as close to these due dates as you possibly can. That's going to be your biggest ally in terms of making this course really support Math 120. So if you have any questions, obviously let me know. I'm super confident that you are able to do this work. It's not supposed to be dragging or, make you feel like you're incompetent or something. It's supposed to just, make sure that you're ready to use these skills when it comes time to use them in Math 120. So I guarantee you can do this. I am here to help you every step of the way. Please do not be afraid to contact me and ask me questions. The best way to get a hold of me is my email, klife@wvup.edu, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.